Okay, what happened is we got an F51 error code. This is a Maytag Bravos MCT. There's some videos on how to do this, but they don't explain all the way how to get the tub out if you need to get the tub. Some people will be able to go into the edges here and they'll be able to find the sock or what articles in between there and just fish it out with a maybe a clothes hanger or something like that. But it'll be down in this area here. It gets down in those, crawls over the crevices, and that happens sometimes. So the part I'm going to show you, we already have the part off. We got the two clips off and we've got it pulled up. We took the cap off of here, just some little clips here. You just push those down, lift those up, and that pops right off. We disconnected the hose. But the part I want to really talk about is how to get the tub out. So if you have to get the tub out, I want to show you how to get this tub out without having to spend $187 for some fancy tool to do it. So one of the things you have to do is you're going to have to take this cap off. Now you don't have to screw this off, it just pops off, so you just take a little something and that just pops right off of there. Okay, you can see that just pops off. Want to be careful, but you get a screwdriver in those little divots there and just pop that right off. Next, you're going to want to take this bolt out and take a socket set, and you'll be able to get that bolt. It'll be a little cruddy from use. That's okay. Alright, so once that's off, you can just take this right off here. Let's see, just lift it off, get underneath it, and that pops right off there. You'll be able to clean that off and so forth too if it's dirty. Set that aside. So Jay's Appliance has this fancy tool. It's about $187, $185. That is really cool looking tool, real heavy, but it's expensive. So I want to show you that there's a cheaper way to do this, and you probably have everything you need in your garage to do it. So now that we got the cap off, what we want to do is we want to take this piece off, and rather than have you see me unscrew all of these, I've taken them all out just to save time. So I've taken all those screws out, and then this little piece here, we're going to remove that. Okay. Set that aside, and then we have this little piece here. We're just going to pull that off. Okay, and it's got a little washer here. You want to leave that there, so just turn that upside down like that. Okay, and so now what we want to do is, you don't want to try to pull this up. Okay, it's extremely difficult. You'll hurt your back trying to do it. So that's why Jay's tool is very instrumental in what it does. But what we figured out is just, it's really a physics problem. Okay, and it's a physics solution. So he's using leverage to pull the tub up by keeping the spindle down, and I'll show you what I mean by that. So what we did is we simply did this. We take this little jack. This comes out of my daughter's little Protege. You can get any one of these. You probably have them in your car. If you've got a small car, if not, go to a neighbor. They probably have it. Okay, and so what we did is we're just going to set that on top of there like that. Okay. And then I have this, I think this is about, 22 inches. About 20 inches across. Okay, so we cut that with a saw, just a 2x4. Then what we're going to do is just kind of wedge that in there like that, just underneath the lip. So you want to make sure it's about 20, you know, the approximate width, 20 inches exactly is really what you need. Just make sure you get that. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to crank this. And now what I want you to see what's going to happen, let me pull that off for a minute, is we're going to pull this tub bottom part, we're going to pull it up. Okay, so we're going to pull it up but keep that spindle down. So we're really going to, it's going to put pressure here to push that down and pull this up, and it's going to save your back a ton of trouble. It's going to save your purse about 187 bucks. And you won't need the Maytag manual. You can leave him at home sleeping. Okay, so what I'm going to do is just crank on this. I want to do this slowly. I want to make sure I'm even here. And I'm just going to crank that. And I can already feel it moving up. And well, yeah, it's coming up. So there you go. And I tell you what, it's not taking much at all to pull that up. Okay, now you want to take your time with this. You don't want to break your plastic or anything like that. So you want to make sure you're just slowly just kind of rotating that around. This is way easier. Okay, did you hear it pop? There's just a little pop there. That meant I broke that seal. The tub's a little dirty on the bottom there, but we'll get that cleaned up. Is just really pretty much just hand tighten this. You can do it with one finger. You can do it with a wrench, but it really doesn't take much at all. Yours may be different, maybe lighter, maybe a little tougher to do. Okay, so I think I've got it all the way down now. So now what I want to do is use this as leverage. And what I'm going to do is just lift the tub right out. So it should come out. May need to, if you have two people to help you, it may be easier. I'm going to try to do it here myself. So there you go. So there, I've got the tub out. Okay. What we did is I just took a 1/4-inch socket and took these off. Decided to go in and look at the filter. We didn't find any socks or anything down here, so that wasn't a problem. But occasionally there could be loose articles, you know, change, things like that. So we took this off. We just used a little, you know, turkey baster. Got all the water out. You could use a towel and sop it up, whichever. But from there, I was able to get this filter cap off here. Just get that off. And this is what we found in there. So, hey, you know, we saved $187 on that tool Jay was talking about. And look at here. We're about, what, 55, 56, 57, 58 cents rich that we got out there. An extra little collar clip. And so what we'll do is these things can get lodged down in here. So we went ahead and cleaned all that out of there. Let's get all that money out. So we actually made money on this deal. I have to let Jay know that. And so we'll just wind up cleaning this out. This was a mess too, and we cleaned all that out as well. And there you go. And you've solved your problem. Put it all back together, and we'll get it running.